What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 192. Today, we are back for another weekly episode. We're recording this on Wednesday night. It's a little bit of a late night cast today. And we're here to talk Summer League and hoops.
Lots of basketball been going on. It's a lot of figuring out whether we like guys or not, and Summer League doesn't matter.
No.
At the end of the day, it's the worst part about Summer League. It's like we could talk all we want about it, and then it just rarely translates perfectly to the NBA. But we talk about it every summer because it's so much fun to watch.
Exactly.
Like, it's so much fun to guess what these guys are actually going to end up looking like.
And, I was watching the Pistons last night, but I was like, I felt obligated to watch them because they were on, and I was like, I need to watch them. But, when Asar came off the court, because Ivy and Duran and Wiseman are all done, Livers isn't playing. Sasser was playing, but when Asar comes off the court, it's like, do I really want to watch Buddy Boeheim and Jared Rhoden and, these guys, that aren't going to be on the team?
Yep.
Not necessarily.
Oh. No, you don't.
I still watched it, but, I didn't really want to necessarily. I would have loved to watch something else.
Yeah, and it's only fun when, at that point in the game when there's guys from their colleges, their college days. What are these guys up to now? And, but Buddy Boeheim isn't one of those guys that you're, tuning into.
Yeah.
You know what he's doing. He's shooting threes, and he's jogging around everywhere.
The Pistons Summer League squad had Jack Nunge. He was former Iowa big man. He was on Xavier in this past year in the tournament. I didn't even know he was on the squad. He was out there. I was like, when did he get on the Summer League squad? I actually have not watched Xavier Simpson on the court yet. Every time he's been on the court, I just am not watching because that means Sasser or Ivy aren't in the game.
So why watch?
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, we're going to talk more about Summer League, obviously. We're also going to get into some Pistons talk with the Isaiah Stewart extension. And we're going to react to a Bleacher Report article today, and then as well as continuing our positional rankings, moving on to the top 10 shooting guards in the NBA, which was just as hard as the point guards after me and Easton made some modifications to the list.
Yeah, we made it a much more intense list.
Yeah, when we'll get to it when we get to it. Quickly, I wanted to say that the Summer League or the Summer League. I was just asking about this. The quarterback show on Netflix with Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota came out last night on Wednesday. I watched episode 1. It's 8 episodes. It dropped all at once. Pretty good so far. I think it's going to be very interesting because it just follows them through the season last year.
Oh, gotcha.
It's just but it's their lives though. It's not just it's about being a quarterback, what your life is like as a quarterback, basically.
That's so interesting because I can't imagine how different it is from normal life. I don't know though because I don't know what it's like to live life as a professional athlete.
Then watch the show.
I have no idea.
Then you'll know.
And especially Mariota, that's got to be an interesting standpoint to watch from.
Because I think they wanted to do it in that standpoint where it's this,
superstar.
Top superstar QB, a good QB, but not a superstar, and then a QB that could lose his job, which he did lose his job, and I'm excited to see how they do all that. And I'm pretty sure they said that based on how the ratings for this go, they will do it again next year with 3 other quarterbacks, which I think would be super cool if Jared Goff was the middle one. Why not?
Yeah, that would be sweet. But he's too good to be the middle quarterback. Yeah, if Kirk Cousins is the middle quarterback, Jared Goff cannot be.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's and I will say the first episode. No, I'm not trying to be a big time hater here. Too much of Mahomes' wife. It was more about her than it was about Mahomes, and I'm not saying that there isn't an audience for that, but it's not mine,
And I don't think it's the audience of the group that's going to watch the show either.
Yeah.
To me, unless Matt Stafford was in it, because people love Matt Stafford and Kelly Stafford. That's the thing. I don't know why people love Kelly Stafford so much, but
she loves Detroit.
Yeah, she did. But yeah, it's just not the right demographic. You're targeting the wrong group.
It was definitely. I was definitely getting it. I actually didn't even finish the first episode.
Why wouldn't you make a quarterback wives show? I feel like that would be pretty good.
Quarterback wives? There probably is one.
Talk about the wives of an NFL.
They used to have a show about basketball players' wives. I think it was literally called Basketball Wives.
And that's genius.
It was a reality TV show. Yeah, but I'm not watching that, though.
No, but I think girls would. I think girls would find that extremely interesting.
Yeah.
Because all girls want to date a pro athlete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say all, but a lot. I mean, every girl would be happy dating. I would be happy dating a pro athlete.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying. All right, let's get into some basketball talk. The first thing I want to talk about before we even talk about the games at Summer League is what was announced at Summer League, and that is the in-season tournament. I want to get your thoughts and as well as my thoughts on this because it was officially announced They brought out the players to announce the groups for each squad, and it's basically going to be like throughout November, Tuesday and Thursday nights. It's either Tuesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday. Can't remember. Those are going to be tournament nights where the teams in each group will play each other, and there's 5 teams in each group. There's 6 groups, so they'll play each of the 4 teams one time. Based on how that goes, there'll be a semifinal and a final. And the final winner gets $500K per player, I'm pretty sure, and they win the NBA Cup, which they're trying to make a thing. Like soccer does something like this where they have an in-season tournament. So what do you think? What do you think about the in-season tournament? A lot of mixed reviews here.
I mean, I love it in theory. I just don't know how it looks in practice. I think it's an incredible way to get guys to play in those Tuesday and Thursday nights. Maybe make it a little more nonchalant and a little more meaningful, and I hope it works to do that, because that November stretch can be really tiresome. It's very boring. It's 20 through 40 games, and it's just not the best. I love the idea of Tuesday and Thursday nights.
I think it's just Tuesday now that I think about it. I think it's just Tuesday nights. Yeah,
but I love the idea of the tournament nights. It gives it, the NFL is it's all based on their days.
Yeah, exactly.
Thursday night football. And then you have the Sunday slate. Then you have Sunday night football. Then Monday night football. So Tuesday night tournament NBA games.
November's going to be fun.
It's genius in all reality. It gives us something to every fan to do on Tuesday that feels like it's meaningful, especially when people don't tune into the NBA games during the regular season, during the NFL season, because it just feels like it doesn't matter. So I think this will be a good way of also getting viewership up. It just gives it a title. It gives it some importance rather than just a game.
Yeah, and I think the main reason for this is Adam Silver really, really has stressed that he wants the players to care about the regular season. He's very well aware that the regular season in the NBA is just not that important. It really is not. A random game in November on a Tuesday is just not the most important game in the world, in retrospect. And that's why the NFL has such a great regular season, because every game matters. Every second of every game matters. So I think this is like a no harm, no foul thing. Like, I see a lot of people, they're like, this is so dumb, the in-season tournament. Why?
This is going to ruin the NBA.
It's just extra games. No, it's not actually. They count as regular season games, which I think that is the most important thing about this, is they're not. The only extra game that is played is the championship game. Apparently, the championship game of the in-season tournament does not count as a regular season game, which I don't know where the stats for that are going to fall. Because Kenny was talking about this. He's like, what if somebody drops 82 in that game? It doesn't count. It's like how the play-in tournament was for the first couple years. Like, those stats didn't exist. It wasn't regular season. It wasn't playoffs.
It's like in limbo. It's
yeah,
right in the
exactly.
middle.
Like, where is that? It doesn't exist. So, but that's the only extra game that would be played is the championship game. And I don't know, maybe this catches on. The first couple years might be, it's just whatever. But, what if the NBA Cup, becomes, a real, teams are competing. Imagine being the first team to win the NBA Cup and the finals in the same year.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. And I think that is cool. It's up to the players to make it a big deal. The players need to be, we'll never see this, but they need to be bragging about it. You don't have this. Oh, yeah, remember that one time I beat you in the finals for the blah, blah, blah. And I think it's a great award for a guy like, I don't know, Damian Lillard comes to mind.
Chris Paul.
It screams those guys' awards. Bradley Beal.
Can't win a chip, but they're well known that they can't win a chip.
Yes, and they're going to try their ass off to win the NBA Cup. And I think it's great. I mean, because it adds a level to it. I think this is a really fun idea, in all honesty. I think the way, because the idea has always been shortening the NBA season, for the last few years. Well, how about we just make the regular season a lot more meaningful?
Right.
And I love the idea of doing something small in the middle of it that's hey, this little stretch of games is going to mean something a little extra. I love it. I think it's super awesome.
And I think it's built for young teams too. A team like the Pacers is going to win this thing. I really don't think it's going to be the Milwaukee Bucks.
They just won't care.
Exactly. And it's it's not like they're just going to sit these games out because, it's the in-season tournament. I want to be ready to play for the regular games. These are the regular games. So if you're healthy, and also next year is the start of the 65 game minimum to qualify for All-NBA and awards and everything. So players are going to be wanting to play more. I mean, there's still guys like Kawhi Leonard. I doubt he cares about making an All-NBA team or anything, But in reality, this doesn't harm anything. I think it's going to be fun, and it's good for the young teams that really don't have a shot at winning the finals, like the Pistons. Obviously we probably won't make the playoffs next year. Could we go out and compete in this NBA Cup thing? I don't see why not.
Why not? They just need to ball out for about 7 games. I mean,
Exactly.
7 or 8 games.
And any team could do that.
Yeah, and I think young teams will have they'll be a little more forward and proactive in winning. It's like a stepping stone almost.
Yeah,
could be.
your first meaningful games really in the NBA. It's like
absolutely.
It's like an introduction to the playoffs, basically.
For sure. And I didn't even think about it like that. These young teams should really be gunning for that because it's kind of a, hey, we won something. Like, now let's build off this.
Exactly. So I'm super excited to see how it actually goes down. But it's just one of those things that we really can't judge it until we see it, you know, because we don't really know. Also, the NBA approved the flopping rule today. It's a technical foul for a flop warning now. That is going to be really interesting to see how that is addressed by the refs, you know, like what is a flop, what is not. Because in college, I mean, dudes don't be flopping anymore because you could not even flop and they will call that a flop.
Yeah,
and it's
for
an
sure.
auto tech, which I don't like, not saying I think it's wrong, but it's just they don't want you to flop.
There's a lot of ref discretion that we have to trust there from there's a lot of non-trustworthy refs in the NBA, the guys that you don't want going on. Man, like Scott Foster.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to get
He's
ugly.
going to call that on any, dude, the refs have had to go through a lot of changes the last couple of years. Like, having to change the rules were the jumping into the three-pointer thing. And then now this, there's obviously been a bunch of other ones,
The
too.
gather. That's that's the worst one. I feel bad for refs.
There's a lot of really tough calls that you have to, now that you haven't done your whole life, you know, as a ref. Going to be interesting to see that. All right, let's get into some Summer League talk. The Detroit Pistons are 2-1 in Summer League right now, but basically everyone is shut down. But last night, Asar Thompson had the best performance of his Summer League so far, 19 points, 8 rebounds. He had 4 blocks and 2 steals, or maybe the other way around. I think it was 4 steals and 2 blocks. He has just been all over the place offensively and defensively. He had that really nice play where he stole it from Grady Dick, threw it to Sasser, and then Sasser threw the lob, and he reverse slammed it. I mean, Asar Thompson has been everything that Pistons fans have wanted so far.
Yeah, he looks like an athlete out there trying to figure it out, and he's awesome when he's doing it because he seems to be playing off instinct as well, and I love a guy who trusts his instincts and just goes 110%, which makes it very exciting for Asar. Defensively, he just looks so athletic. That reverse slam, he hung in the air.
I know,
but he was turned around for 2 seconds. It felt like before he even caught the ball and slammed it. He was hanging in the air. This guy is a freak, and he's exactly who the Pistons needed. It is so cool to think that's our guy, or one of our guys now.
And I think he definitely has all defensive potential. I think he could honestly. I know it's Summer League, so obviously take it with a grain of salt. When Grady Dick is the best player out on the floor, you know it's tough. But I think he could come in and impact defensively immediately. I mean, he could come in and be one of our better perimeter defenders from day one.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me so excited because he is the guy that we needed. He's not the star. He's probably not going to be some superstar player, but he's going to be the Tayshaun Prince of our squad. You know, I'm not comparing him to him, but I'm just doing, if we're going to have a
role
good team,
player you got to have
role
somebody
player
that
but if you didn't have him, you're not winning without him.
Sure.
And I think that's what Asar Thompson could be. Obviously, the shooting has not been there. I think he's shooting less than 20% from 3. He did have a 3-pointer that he made at the buzzer at the end of the first quarter. But that's something that clearly we knew was going to be a work in progress. I didn't expect him to shoot the lights out in Summer League so far. But yeah, Asar Thompson has been phenomenal so far.
It is scary with the shooting woes because it feels like anytime somebody comes in into the league where it's hey, they're not a great shooter, it's basically a coin flip of whether or not they're going to develop it or not. Because some guys just do, and some guys just flat out don't. It's so weird. You think they'd all be able to develop it, but I'm really hopeful Asar gets the jump shot figured out.
Yeah, I think so too. Speaking of Asar, let's talk about his brother, Amen Thompson, and Scoot Henderson as well. They faced each other in the first game in Vegas Summer League, and it was really entertaining because they both were playing very well. Then Scoot Henderson leaves with an injury, and Amen Thompson also leaves with an injury in the same game. But they both played very well. Just kind of wanted to highlight both of them. But let's talk about Victor Wembanyama. Let's talk about him because everyone wants to talk. The initial game for Wembanyama, just seeing him out on the court. Obviously, we watched the game where he played against the G League Ignite a couple times. But this was the first time I've seen him against NBA players. Obviously, it's not all NBA players,
bodies,
but yeah. And wow, man, he's just so big. Obviously, he's so big, but it was so funny because we were watching it, and Barry Hill was I bet, will he ever lose a tip ball in his whole life? I'm like, dude, that's a good question. Like, he might not ever. I'm like, I don't know, dude. There might be a guy that can jump higher than him. He about lost it against, like, it was against Kai Jones, who is a freaky athletic big man, so that makes sense.
He'll definitely lose one.
He will, but, like, I mean, he damn near lost the very first one of his career.
I gotta know his statistic, like who is the greatest jump ball player in NBA history.
There is something about that, actually, because I remember seeing that. I think Steven Adams is really good with jump balls.
I bet you Dwight Howard would have been nasty in his prime.
There's probably someone way back, like Wilt. You think Wilt was losing?
He probably never lost one.
Maybe against Kareem.
Yao Ming, like
yeah, but like
I don't know. I think Shaq could have gotten
by
him.
Nate Robinson, though.
Yeah, facts.
We're going off on a major tangent here.
Jump ball.
Wembanyama. Let's talk about him. Very disappointing in his first game. He said it himself. He didn't know what he was doing out there. He didn't look very aggressive. He looked very nonchalant. And in that second game, he really stepped it up. Had like 27 points. And he's had like 5 blocks in both of the games. They have shut him down. But what have you thought about Vic so far?
I mean, that second game, the first game to me is just whatever. Like he had 5 days with the team, like 3 practices. Just got done playing in Europe and winning a championship over there. I think the transition, everything, it's just too difficult to expect greatness right away. The second game was much more of what Victor can do. He looked unguardable. He was hitting pull-up jump shots with dudes in his stomach, but it was like, well, you're in my stomach. I'm going to shoot over you every time. And that's when he looked so scary. We were sitting watching it, and we were just amazed at the way this guy moves, side to side, up and down. He just flies. He does not look like your typical big guy. He's not gumpy. He is athletic. He's fast. He's quick. It is so impressive, and I'm so curious what he does for the rest of his career, because it is so hard to judge right now whether or not, like, what kind of player he's even going to be. Is he going to be a 30-point-per-game guy? Is he going to be a 20 and 15, 5 guy? What does his career look like? Does he do it all? 35, 20 rebounds, and 18 blocks.
Yeah. Is he the greatest ever? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely looked pretty good. And I think one of the more underrated things I noticed was like his sneaky way he dunks it. Like, he'll get the ball and you're like, oh, he's probably just going to put up like a hook here. And he'll just throw it down out of nowhere because he's so tall and long.
You don't even realize he can reach the hoop.
Like, a couple of the dunks he had literally were just like, whoa, like, how did he just dunk that? Like that, and they're ferocious too. Yeah, I really think that, obviously everyone's going to overreact to that first game, clearly. But he stepped it up in that second game. I think that no matter what, he's going to be like a depoy candidate every single year of his career. Like, I think this year he could lead the league in blocks.
Easily.
I don't see why he couldn't.
Easily. I mean, Walker Kessler was close last year.
Yeah, that's true.
And Victor is just bigger, faster, not stronger, I don't know. But, like, yeah, totally depoy candidate. Screams it.
And obviously he's going to be able to score. He's going to be able to rebound. Like, he might not be like a 20 points per game guy right away. I could see like 16 or 17. I don't know, though. I mean, he's just going to get his points. Once he gets going in the rhythm of things, like that first week or so definitely could be an adjustment period. But once he's actually like getting used to everything, I don't see how he could not.
And he's playing under Popovich, who, by the way, just signed 5-year extension.
Yep.
Shout out Pop, getting his pay, getting his bag.
Yeah.
That dude's going to be ancient. Like, he is old.
He already is ancient.
Yeah, for sure. But he's also going to be getting a touch every possession. Like, he is going to have those opportunities to score. That's where I think I could see him going 22 or really, really exploding this first year, because he's in Pop's system.
Right.
I think Pop's going to utilize him to his best ability.
I think so.
But it also, to the point, Victor Wembanyama's best ability might not always be shooting the ball.
Yeah.
It could be making the skip pass to Devin Vassell or Keldon
Definitely
Johnson.
has shown flashes of being a good playmaker, too, in those games as well.
In the post, he's a good passer, too.
Yeah.
He sees when that double, I mean, he sees over everybody. How does he sees literally the whole floor because he can't get in front of him?
Any other players that you've been like impressed with in summer league so far? Like Chet Holmgren has looked really good for the Thunder on both ends, offensively and defensively.
Scoot's first game looked awesome.
He did.
He looked like a beast in that first little bit, and it's just the attack mode. He's all go. He is always trying to score on you.
Yeah,
and he doesn't like him. He looks vicious when he's dribbling.
So explosive.
And he looks mean. Like, he looks like I'm gonna hurt you.
And it
while
helps
dribbling.
that he has like humongous arms that are really long too.
And his pull up is the classic jump as high as I can and hang and then shoot it over you. And he just looks so mean all the time. I love Scoot. We had a dynasty draft in a different league.
Yep.
I drafted first round Trae Young, second round Wembanyama, third round Scoot Henderson.
Wembanyama went in the second round of the dynasty draft?
Yeah, in a 14-man.
How?
I had the 10th overall pick.
That's
so it got
crazy.
to me at, like, whatever that is, 18.
Yeah.
And I took him. I was like, this is awesome.
How did he not go first round? That's
I have no idea.
Your guy that you drafted in our dynasty league, Keontae George, has been absolutely going off. He looks really good. If he can become, like a really good guy, I mean, imagine they got rid of Dono and Rudy Gobert and replaced him with George and Kessler plus 30 other picks,
The one guy, Jabari Smith. Holy shit, dude, Jabari Smith. He looks unguardable out there. It's tween, step back, blah, blah, blah. He looks awesome out there.
And he was talking hella shit in the game against the Pistons, too, because James Wiseman got a tech early in that game for talking to Jabari when he dunked on him. And then Jabari was going off, hit that three that gave him like 35, and he looks at the Pistons, because it was like 6 or 7 Pistons courtside, looks at him, he can't guard me at all. And I was like, that sucks. Like, because like he just hit a cold shot and then did that. Like, that totally sucks.
Incoming rivalry. It's back. The rivalry is back.
It's back. I definitely would agree. Okay. Actually, one more thing. Pistons. I don't think we got to talk about this, right? Jalen Duren, like looking like freaking Bam Adebayo.
That was the other guy I was gonna say. Yeah. Jalen Duren looks freaky. He is. I mean, that corner three he hit.
Yeah.
The tween, pound dribble, sidestep, mid range was disgusting.
He hit back-to-back mid ranges like that, and the second one the first one that he hit was like I forget who were they playing? The Magic they were playing. Yes. Yeah. The Magic were on like a run, and the Pistons were like playing really bad. And he goes for that shot, hits it, and then does it again. I mean, it looks smooth. It does not look weird.
It doesn't look clunky whatsoever.
Is he going to do that in the NBA? Like, I don't know. Like, I think eventually, like, he will. But wow, that has got me like Jalen Duren is. And he's getting noticed from that.
Yeah,
like everybody is seeing what's going on there.
People are really starting to talk about Jalen Duren. The buzz around him is not anymore like this guy's going to be good. It's like, this guy can be
good, yeah.
Like, yeah, what level does this guy get to? He's dumb athletic. He's super strong. He can jump out. He can probably touch the top corner of the backboard if I had to guess when he jumps.
Phenomenal rebounder.
He does it all so well, and if he gets a jump shot, the whole league needs to be on notice and be scared.
Yeah,
because he's going to be freaky.
I mean, like I'm not like when he did that little mid-range size up move. I mean, that looked like exactly like Bam Adebayo.
For sure,
he looked just like him.
For sure.
And is his ceiling higher than Bam Adebayo? Maybe it is. Because Bam don't shoot threes. Is Duren going to shoot threes? I don't know. We'll see.
Need it so bad.
Speaking of, do they shoot threes? Isaiah Stewart started shooting threes this past year, a lot of them, and maybe that resulted in him getting this bag from the Pistons. The Pistons extended Isaiah Stewart 4 years, $60 million. It can get up to $64 million with incentives. This does not kick in this year, obviously, because he still has this 1 year left of his rookie deal. So after this year is when this starts. I think that's what a lot of people are getting confused, because that's also when the salary cap goes up like a somewhat percent. So $15 million annually for Beef Stew. Before I get your reaction, I wanted to list off a couple other deals from this summer that got handed out to kind of give perspective on where this compares to everyone else. So Herb Jones got 4-year, $53 million extension, so just a little bit less than Isaiah Stewart. Grant Williams got 4-year, $53 million as well, a little bit less than Isaiah Stewart. Rui Hachimura got 3-year, $51 million, so he got a little bit more than Beef Stew. And that was basically it. Like, I wrote down Jakob Poeltl, but he's a lot different.
Those are actually a lot of fun player comparisons you did, because I think they're fitting for what they do for their team.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to do the salaries that compared, like, that were similar. But Beef Stew's the youngest. He definitely is the least proven out of these three. He's probably the worst player out of these four. But he's the youngest out of this crew. At only like 21, I think. He's still very, very young. But what do you think about the Beef Stew extension?
I don't mind it at all. I made a comment on a TikTok where I mentioned that I think 16 mil will be looked at as kind of the like new 12 to 11 mil after the cap increase. I don't think this is a big contract whatsoever. I think that's why they weren't so afraid. Oh, we can lock him down for 4 years. This is a locker room guy more as much as he's a great player or a good player. He's like the heart and soul, it feels like, of the Pistons.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
His work ethic's incredible. They always talk about it in the gym. He was the first guy to take Jalen Duren under his wing. That's been very well documented. This guy is a leader of the Pistons, and I think that's just as important as anything. We have a core of guys, and we need to keep them around at this point. They want to work. They like playing for the Pistons. We need to see what these guys can do. 4 years, $64 million is, like I said, I think it's an $11 million deal when you compare it to right now. I don't think it'll be a big contract at all for a guy who's a leader.
And I think that in 3 years, that could be the mid-level exception. The mid-level exception is like $12 million right now. Mm-hmm. Like in 3 years, it definitely could be $15 million. So I definitely don't think that this is a bad contract. I could see how, like, people are a little bit upset because it was like, obviously it was either you extend Beef Stew or you trade him, and they want, I think that if Bagley was off the team, like there would definitely be a lot less bad talk from other Pistons fans, because a lot of Pistons fans are mixed on this extension. Bagley, what was he, like 340 or 450, something like that. It was a little bit less annually than Beef Stew. But obviously that's not looking like a great contract at the moment, like that's definitely one of the poor moves that Troy's made, and if that's your worst move, I mean, it's really not that bad. But yeah, I think if Bagley was off the team, it definitely would be in better light. But also, like in that draft, that was Troy Weaver's first draft of Beef Stew, Killian, Sadiq Bey. Sadiq Bey's off the team, and Killian is not going to get the rookie extension. So do you think he kind of just wants to like let all the guys go that he drafted initially? I know that's not something you really should take into consideration, but I think that could be a reason why. I mean, he clearly loves Isaiah Stewart. He's talked about it over and over again that he's the motor. And I think that Beef Stew could be a very valuable piece for us if he continues to shoot the three ball well.
Yeah, I mean, Sadiq Bey, we've already moved on from him from that draft class. I don't think Killian is very far behind at this point, whether he just walks or whether or not we can trade him. But I don't think there's a market for Killian. I've heard a lot of people, why don't we trade him? Who wants him?
Yeah.
Who's calling us like, hey, we heard Killian's available? I like Killian. I think he could be good, but he hasn't shown anything. Any of those flashes. He shows the defensive flashes, but not much of anything else. So I think that could be Troy. Hey, I'm going to rinse my hands of everybody I didn't like from that draft because I screwed up. And I wouldn't even say that because I think the Sadiq initially was great.
Yeah.
I mean, he was actually a beast. Sadiq was a good pick for a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely was.
But like obviously Killian was a mess at this point. And I think it's a good idea just to rinse your hands of those guys.
Yeah, and I think that it's, if Beef Stew, he's improved every year. It's not like he's just like been like the same guy the last couple of years. Like he has taken leaps in his game each season. And I think that we could expect another leap from him this upcoming year.
And he likes to fight LeBron. Any guy that's not afraid of LeBron,
I want a guy like that on your team.
You need a guy. I mean, who's going to protect Cade? Who's going to protect Ivy? Look at that guy on the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
He's scary.
I would be scared of him. All right, let's hop into this Bleacher Report article. I want to react to it because it has a lot to do with kind of what we're talking about right now. Maybe we could even do our own list like this eventually. But this is, according to Bleacher Report, the top 10 young cores in the NBA. Their definition of young core was 23 or younger. So kind of like still on your rookie deal, because I think that's how a lot of people like doing it, is if you're still on your rookie deal. 23 or younger, though, is their definition of young core here.
Gotcha.
So the number 10 team is the Portland Trail Blazers. Very surprising because obviously they have Dame Lillard. But their young core is made up of Scoot Henderson, Chris Murray, who they drafted, Shaedon Sharpe. And that's basically it. There's a bunch of other, like Nasir Little's 23, but Simons is not 23 anymore. So it's basically Scoot.
Yeah.
And Shaedon Sharpe.
Scoot and Sharpe.
Yeah. So they're number 10.
Great backcourt.
Number 9 is the Charlotte Hornets. I think they were probably a lot higher on this list last season. LaMelo Ball at 21. Kai Jones, Brandon Miller, who they just drafted. Mark Williams, who they drafted last year. A couple other guys as well, just not as notable. This is mainly the big three of LaMelo, Miller, and Mark Williams.
And that's not a big three I want to be a part of.
Right.
Like, if that's my young core. But they're young
Depends on if Miller is...
Yeah, it's all up to Miller and Mark Williams. Because Mark Williams is still, like, this is his second year.
Yeah.
So, it's too early to judge.
Number 8 is the Indiana Pacers.
Wow.
Tyrese Halliburton, being 23 years old, still makes this list. With Benedict Mathurin being 21. And Jarris Walker being 19, who they drafted. There's a few others, but those are the main headers there. I mean, having Tyrese Halliburton is quite huge.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where this list goes because I would put them higher,
right?
Just for Tyrese.
I would probably agree. Number 7 is the Minnesota Timberwolves, led by Anthony Edwards at 21, as well as Jaden McDaniels at 22. Leonard Miller, who they took in the second round this year, at 19. That is basically it.
That right there is not. They're not better than the Pacers.
You don't think so?
No, I'm taking the Pacers over.
Okay,
I'm taking fair. Like straight up Tyrese over Ant, and then I'm definitely taking
Tyrese over Ant.
I think so.
Really?
Or if not, if it's close.
Yeah.
But then I'm definitely taking Jarris Walker and Benedict Mathurin over Leonard Millard and who?
Jaden McDaniels.
Jaden McDaniels.
McDaniels probably better than
he's
Mathurin.
A good player. No, you're man, that is.
It's tough. It's tough. I can see. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah,
it definitely is right there and there. Number 6. This is where it gets interesting. Your Detroit Pistons are number 6. I would love to see them higher on this list. But looking at the teams above them, I don't know. Obviously, we have a pretty this is where the list gets serious. This is where they started putting pictures for each team because these guys didn't
Gotcha.
So this is when it gets serious. Obviously, Cade Cunningham, 21. Jalen Duren, 19. Jaden Ivey, 21. Isaiah Stewart, 22. Asor Thompson, 20. James Wiseman, 22. Those are 5 young pieces that are valuable. They have Killian Hayes on here as well. But, I mean, this is... And the first line of the article says, I seriously considered slotting the Detroit Pistons as high as 4. Then why didn't you?
Yeah, because I think that core sounds ridiculous.
It does.
By the way, I think James. I'll call it right now. I'm predicting James Wiseman breakout year.
Really? Like he's going to be on the breakout players list.
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, he'll be my Pistons bias.
Is he so off the bench or?
However he does it, he's gonna be he's gonna look like a really good player this year. We're gonna like him a lot.
He looked good, and him and Duren looked good in their minutes together as well, which that was nice to see.
Dude, Duren shoots threes now. Let's play them together.
Why not?
Might be a little early. Might be a little early.
I think this has a lot to do with Cade not playing last year. Not really knowing his ceiling. I think that if you did this list and he played a full season last year, I think we're for sure in the top 5. This team being number 5 next above, I actually agree with, and I think this team should probably be higher. And it's the Houston Rockets at number 5, just because of the amount of players that they have here. They don't have anyone as high as Cade, I would say. But led Tari Eason, 22, Jalen Green, 21, Kevin Porter Jr., 23, Şengün, 20, Jabari Smith, 20, Amen Thompson, 20, Cam Whitmore, 19. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys that are all young, valuable pieces. And they traded away Josh Christopher, Garuba. They traded away Kenyon Martin Jr., who would have made this list for sure. Definitely, these guys are low.
And you go Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks. That's your 9-man. I mean, that's right there. Yeah. That's your 9-man rotation.
And then you still got Jacques Landale, who you signed, and Jeff Green, who you signed.
I guess there's no backup center in that rotation by any means. But so Jacques Landale,
still though,
definitely.
Yeah, there's your 10-man rotation.
That's your guys.
Yeah. And so this is definitely the deepest young core in the NBA.
That is deep.
Yeah,
that is deep.
Maybe not. There's another one that definitely is. Number 4 is the Orlando Magic, led by Paolo Banchero at 20, Cole Anthony at 23, Anthony Black 19, Caleb Houston 20, Jet Howard 19, Jalen Suggs 22, and Franz Wagner at 21. This one also is I feel like these guys should be higher, low-key.
Yeah, but a lot of unproven guys.
That's true.
No doubt. There's most of those guys have not proven anything other than Franz and Paulo.
Yeah, but I would say that Franz and Paulo are the best duo that we've seen so far.
For sure.
Right? Over Cade and Ivy, Cade and Duren. I would say so, too, definitely. Yeah. This is, and especially if Anthony Black can become a really good player, this is definitely a good one. Number 3, this is where things kind of get a little bit dicey because of a certain player still being qualified as young core. Number 3 is the New Orleans Pelicans, led by Zion Williamson at 23, Trey Murphy at 23, Dyson Daniels at 20, and Jordan Hawkins at 21. It's just because of Zion, obviously, because of how good he is. And I understand that, yes, it does meet the standards here for being 23 or younger. I don't think this core, though, is better. This young core is better than the Magic or Houston.
They've got the best young player, young core. No, not better than the Magic or Houston. Is it better than the Pistons? We have 3 guys. Yeah, I know. They have 1.
They have Trey Murphy. Trey he's pretty good. He's probably better than any other Pistons guy other than Cade right now.
You think he's better than Ivy
right now? He is, yeah. I mean, Ivy probably has a much higher ceiling,
for sure.
But Murphy's definitely better now.
For sure.
But Dyson Daniels was he was dicey his rookie season. Hawkins hasn't played yet. Yeah, this is wild. I mean,
it's too high.
It's too high. It really is. The Pelicans are a good team, obviously, but their young core is.
The fact that we can compare it to the Pistons means they're too high.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Number 2 is the Oklahoma City Thunder, the team that should be number 1. A lot of names are about to be read off of this list
all
here.
Good.
So Ousmane Dieng at 20, who, by the way, didn't play a lot last year, has looked really good in Summer League. Josh Giddey, 20. He's only 20? Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Chet Holmgren's older than Giddey? What? Chet's 21. Chet Holmgren, 21. Trey Mann, 22. Pokashevsky, 21. JRE, 22. Cason Wallace, 19. Jalen Williams, 22. Other Jalen Williams, 21. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not in this list because obviously he doesn't meet it, so that obviously if he is in here, they're clearly number one by no doubt. They probably still should be number one.
It's an unreal group of guys. I mean, straight up is an unreal group of guys. I don't know if this is, we could probably back check this. There's never been a construction, a reconstruction, and a destroying and then reconstruction of a team that's as well as the Oklahoma City
Probably
Thunder.
Not, yeah.
Going all the way back to James Harden, KD, and Russ the first time. And then, you had the Russ and Paul George. That team they weren't great, but they were still a good
cool,
squad.
yeah.
And now they just rebuilt. Now they're great again. It's unreal.
So fat. Well, they still have to like win some games.
Perform, yes.
They're great. But their
rebuild is
they're heading in that direction for sure. And number one is the San Antonio Spurs, a.k.a. Victor Wembanyama, is number one. Victor Wembanyama at 19, Malachi Branham 20, Jeremy Sohan 20, Devin Vassell 22, a couple other names in there. It's
not
it's
even close.
It's because of Victor.
It's not even close to the Thunder.
No, it's not even. But it's because of Victor.
Yeah,
like that's why
it's a terrible.
I agree. Like it definitely is.
Article.
It definitely is. Like they are not there. Like it's not young cores. It's not best young player.
I'm taking the Magic over their young core, like straight up.
Probably.
Paulo was a beast last year. He was unbelievable. Chet could be better than Victor this year. Who knows about the future? He could be better than him in the future. Yeah, that's interesting. That I didn't even I couldn't think of the team that would be higher. The Spurs. That's crazy.
It's only because of Victor.
Yeah.
Like I would have read it and gotten into why he said it, but I guarantee it's because of Wembanyama.
Have you ever heard of this guy?
I wonder if Wembanyama would have went to a different team that didn't have much of a core, would he have ranked them number one still?
There's no other team with the worst core.
Yeah, you're right.
That was the worst core.
Him. Yeah, you're right. Because if he went to Portland, they're number one.
Charlotte, number one.
Yeah, you're right. He would
Houston, number one. Pistons, Magic, all number one. Yeah,
all of them would have been. Yeah, you're
Thunder,
right.
all
Utah, they'd have been number one.
Yeah,
Utah low-key should be in the top 10.
Low-key. Walker Kessler,
Keontae George. Sexton might still be 23.
How old's Lowry?
Lowry's definitely older than 23.
Yeah, he's definitely been in the league for 6 years.
I mean, I guess they're really
maybe not. Maybe
Jordan
not.
Or Taylor Hendricks, they drafted him as well. Yeah, they probably aren't. Okay, do we want to talk about Dame and Harden, or do we just
no? Because that's 3 months away.
Yeah,
we're 3 months out of any movement from those two.
That's definitely true.
Dame wants out. Harden wants out. Still, they're committed.
Harden has said, "I'm going to the Clippers too."
Stop this.
The funniest report actually I saw the other day was because you know how there was the rumors that was Harden might actually go back to Philly, he was with Embiid at that party, and then I get the notification that's despite recent rumors that Harden wants out of Philly, he has doubled down on the fact that he wants out of Philly and he wants to only go to the Clippers.
That party was crazy.
I know.
He was there with Tobias Harris, too. It was those three.
The whole squad.
And I get it. Yeah. I totally get that. The reports coming out there. It looks like he's going to stay.
Yeah.
And then he had to come out.
Friends.
Nope, I just like to party. My name's James Harden. I party.
No, I just party. Okay, let's get into the top 10 shooting guards in the NBA. Let's throw out a couple disclaimers. So last week, we said we're doing our positions based off Basketball Reference because we wanted to be some sort of consistency here. And we're Basketball Reference has them. They're goated with this.
Yeah, they nail it every time.
Is sweet. Well, they didn't really nail the shooting guard / small forward list. As originally, guys that are going to be on this list, I would assume, being Paul George and Jaylen Brown, both were listed as small forwards. And it's okay, cool. That means Kawhi and Tatum are power forwards, right? No, they're both also small forwards, which I kind of get the Paul George Kawhi thing. They both never play together. But Jaylen Brown and Tatum both being small forwards,
that's just crazy.
That makes zero sense. I get they changed up their starting lineup a lot, but they can't both be the same. So we decided to take it into our own position ranking here and include Paul George and Jaylen Brown on the shooting guards list.
Mm-hmm. And that's the only guys that are even
Beal is a shooting guard. So it's Booker and Beal, but they haven't played together yet. We don't know
who's shooting guard or who's
going to be point guard. Yeah, we have no clue. So we might as well just keep it how it is for now. Mm-hmm. That's basically it. Yeah, I think that's it. And Kyrie Irving is on the shooting guards list as well.
Yep, for sure.
Last year shooting guard list. Let's take a look at that. Or should we look at it after? Okay, yeah. I think we should look at it after.
I want to start with my honorable mention. Actually, you start with your honorable mentions.
Oh, I was switching it up this time.
Yep.
Okay, in case you forgot anybody.
No, because I've got a cool honorable mention.
Okay. My honorable mentions are Tyrese Maxey, CJ McCollum, Klay Thompson, and Tyler Hero. Those are my 4 honorable mentions.
Yep, I had all those guys as well, and I included DeJounte Murray as an honorable mention.
Whoa, what? Who made your top 10 list?
Over him.
That I didn't have as an honorable mention.
Yeah,
What?
that's crazy.
I'm so confused right now.
Wait, give me your phone. I guess I didn't even double check. I assumed he was a shooting guard.
Oh, really?
I didn't double check. He might not be a shooting guard, so
check.
just double check Basketball Reference. It's my number. Okay.
That's interesting.
Because if not, just...
Who could be that I didn't even include as an honorable mention? I mean, I could have easily just forgotten about him too. Like,
no, you didn't forget about this guy. Yeah,
I didn't.
He's a shooting guard. You thought about him. He's not a top 10 to you.
But I didn't even put him on my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Okay, start us
I
off.
don't know though. Now that you mentioned some of those guys, it might be a little crazy.
No, it's written down.
It's my list. It's written down. It's written down.
Number 10.
Give me Austin Reeves. Number 10.
Oh, wow.
Give me AR-15.
Wow.
I got some numbers for you. After the All-Star break last year, 18, 6 assists, 3 rebounds on 58% shooting. Basically, he horsed them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
He said, hey, I'm getting us there. In the playoffs, he went to 17, 5, and 4 on 46% shooting. He was incredible as the 2 guard.
He was.
And when you watched him, it was clear that what he was doing does not show up every time in the box score. He does a lot for that Lakers team and just being this great role player in the big moments. He's very clutch. I kind of just took a jump here and took a leap. I said, leap of faith, give me Austin Reeves, baby. AR-15.
Okay. That's not, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong by any means. Yeah. Over DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, and that doesn't bug me as much as over, like, Tyler Hero. Like, that bugs me more.
Like, I think Tyler Hero bugs you more?
Yeah, I think Tyler Hero's better than DeJounte Murray as well.
So do you think Really?
Yeah, I don't think DeJounte Murray had a good
year.
I think DeJounte Murray had a bad year.
You think if DeJounte Murray was on the Lakers instead of Austin Reeves, they do more damage?
That's a good question. I mean, they might.
I mean, that doesn't. That doesn't.
Yeah.
Matter,
I will say this. I think it's less of DeJounte's. I think DeJounte had a terrible year.
Oh, yeah.
That's more of what I'm like. That's where I was looking.
Yeah,
at.
I could see
less than like how good of he is. I think DeJounte's a good player, but I'm not like he had a really bad year. So I think there's no doubt DeJounte will be in next year's list.
Right.
Probably. There is doubt actually. Tyler Heroes. I'll take.
Okay. My number 10 is Desmond Bane of the Memphis Grizzlies. Desmond Bane has been a knockdown shooter in the NBA. Last year, he averaged 21.5, about 4.5 assists and 5 rebounds. Had to step up a lot scoring-wise with John Morant being out for a good amount of the season. He's shot over 40% from 3 each season of his career. Yeah, he's got really short arms, but he still knocks down that shit. So Desmond Bane is my number 10.
I mean, it's proof that 2K has never lied. 2K, I mean, you minimize the wingspan, you're going to be able to shoot the ball.
It might look goofy, but you are knocking him down.
My number 9 is Desmond Bane. All the same reasons you did. He's a great glue guy in that Memphis organization. Kind of does all the little things. I really like Desmond.
My number 9 is DeJounte Murray of the Atlanta Hawks. I definitely do agree that DeJounte Murray had a poor year this past season. Still averaged 20.5 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Shot the ball not great, but he hasn't really always been a great shooter. I think it's more about the fit of him with Trae Young than it is about him in general. Because obviously DeJounte Murray still brings it on the defensive end for sure. Wasn't an All-NBA defender or anything, but he's a fun player to watch when he's going off because he is one of the more I'm gonna do antics to you while I'm going off guy. And it can be kind of annoying, kind of funny at the same time. But yeah, DeJounte definitely did have a poor year this year, and they extended him that big giant deal. So I don't know what the plan is for Atlanta going forward. And hopefully they can figure it out with those two together in that backcourt.
That summer mixtape from DeJounte Murray this last summer, where he was on Demon Time for an entire summer, chucking the ball at dudes. He did that one where he
banging off their heads
like 3 times. Yeah. He did it 1, 2, 3, and then blew by him. And I was like, "What are you doing?"
He was really just that. Yeah, he was really talking that.
Yeah, that was right when he got to Atlanta and everything. And that was like, "Oh man, Atlanta, they stink." Who knew? Who knew they stink at the end of the day?
Number 8.
My number 8 is Zach LaVine. This guy's floated around in this area for his the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Averaged 25, 5, and 4 on 48% shooting. Had a really good year scoring the ball. Zach LaVine does exactly what he needs to do, and that's score. And if he's playing the Pistons, he's probably having 60.
Oh, every time.
It feels like
every time.
But he is so elite when he gets hot. I mean, he's one of the unguardable guys in the league when he's on fire.
My number 8 is Bradley Beal of the Phoenix Suns now. I'm really excited to see how they use Bradley Beal, and I think that because Bradley Beal's always been super underrated. This is like the lowest I've had him on this list in the past couple seasons. I remember a couple years ago after he came off of winning the scoring title and everything, I think I had him like third on this list. Like, Bradley Beal is an elite scorer. I mean, he does it at all levels. He's obviously not the greatest defender. I think that him being like this third option, like not going to have the ball in my hand type of guy, is going to be so beneficial for him. Like, I could see him shooting at a very high clip. I think he could average more than he did. Like, he averaged 23 last year. I think he could average more than that with two other stars that are going to average 30, you know, just because of how well he's going to be able to. He's not going to have the best guy on him, you know.
Do you think him and KD could score right around the same every night? I think that'd be very realistic.
I definitely think so. I think they could each score 26, 27 every night with Booker having 30-something.
Yeah. You know? Beal last year, you didn't mention this, he shot the ball 50% from the field. That's incredible.
37 from three as well.
He was my number 7. Beal is awesome. He's electric when he's scoring the ball. He just hasn't been in a great situation for a few years now. Yeah. And we don't know what his style actually does to contribute to winning yet. So it's going to be fun this year.
Quite some years.
It's going to be awesome to see expectations back on Bradley Beal.
I know.
And the team he's on. Like, we've never seen it where he's a contender. He's a favorite.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Very excited to see him in that light as well. My number 7 is Zach LaVine. I think Zach LaVine is one of the best 3-level scorers in the whole NBA. I mean, because he finishes at the hoop better than anybody, and when he gets hot from 3, I mean, we talk about this all the time, but he goes off against the Pistons every game. I mean, like when he's going off against the Pistons, I get so frustrated because you can't stop him. Like, he's going to shoot 3 after 3 and make them all, and if you step up, he's driving and he's scoring. He just has not been part of winning basketball for quite some time. Not saying that a player like him can't be. I think it's just the situation is not phenomenal around Zach LaVine. He's making a lot of money right now, so I don't know. The Bulls seem to be okay with just like saying that this team is good enough when they know damn well they're not. So I think that we're at least going to get another year or maybe 2 of this Chicago core before we see LaVine make a change or Chicago make a change. Either way, though, LaVine is one of the best scorers in the entire NBA. Not even from a stat standpoint, from a what he can do with the ball,
for sure,
how he can put it in the hoop type of guy.
Yeah, he's an elite read and play kind of guy. He's very give and take. Whatever you're giving me, I'm taking.
Yeah.
You're going to give me the 3? Okay, I'm shooting that, and I won't drive all game. You want to play me up top, and you want to play my shooting ability? Yeah. I'm driving by you.
There's not a lot he can't do. I mean, even the pull-up mid-range, I mean, his jumper is so smooth. Not a lot he can't do offensively.
Yeah, I think this Bulls core does work as well. I think this core is the future. I think they're contenders.
They're all 30-something.
Number 6, Anthony Edwards, the young buck out of Minnesota. This is a guy who just does it all. I didn't even write down any stats for him. I looked at him, but he averages 24 points a game, good shooting percentage, plays great defense, flies around the floor, very instinctual. This guy is an elite player. I'm excited to see the jump he takes when he takes that next one, because it's coming. Anthony Edwards is like a bona fide going to be a superstar, I think, in my eyes.
I think that's a well-known thing. You talk to you hear a lot of people talk about Anthony Edwards, and it's in that like he could be a best player in the league type of dude.
For sure.
He's only going into year 4 next year. I mean, like this is I think that we've all kind of realized, and hopefully Minnesota has, like next year is his squad. Like with Cat being out all of last year, I still think they should low-key like make the Cat for Dame trade if Portland wants to, if Dame wants to.
So much fun.
Yeah, my number 6 is Anthony Edwards as well.
That's a great trade.
Yeah, I think this is Ant's squad, and I think that was realized last year. Anthony Edwards is next up in this league. He's only 21 years old. He, like you said, he averaged 24.5 points per game last year, 37% from 3, made his all-star game for the first time, one of the most confident dudes in the league. And man, he's had a couple dunks that didn't end up counting because they got called for charges. Remember that one against Gabe Vincent and the Heat? God, that one was vicious. But yeah, Anthony Edwards is so fun to watch, and I think that it's only going to get better and better for him.
Yeah, that's what needs to happen with the new charge rule. We need to redo it. If the player dunks it, doesn't count as a charge.
If you dunk the shit out of it on somebody, it counts, dude. Like if I'm a ref, I'm never calling a charge. Like, even if you took a textbook charge, sorry, dude. Like, you just got yammed on. That's like a highlight.
He just jumped over you.
Like, I'm not calling a charge. Sorry.
And that's the thing on a lot of those charges. A lot of times the dudes are, like, jumping over them. Oh, like, yeah. It's like they're hitting their shoulders, and it's a lot different.
And I'll get you a charge call on the next one.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Like, even if it's not. Like, I'll get you one. But, like, that one I'm not.
Dude overextends his off arm a little bit. I'm giving it to you right away.
Trust me, I will get you back. But, like, that one is not it.
My number 5, the top 5. This is the elite guys that we think about. My top 5. Number 5, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was awesome when he got to Dallas last year, and we had a small 20-game sample size. He averaged 26, 6 and 5, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, on 51% shooting. This guy is 6'3". How does he shoot 51%?
He's like 6'1", dude. Like they say he's 6'3", he ain't 6'3".
Exactly. And how is this guy scoring the ball at that amazing of a clip? 27 points on 51. There has been one guy we've named this entire list that's shot 50%, and that was Bradley Beal, who did it on 23 points. Kyrie Irving is 6'3", listed maybe 6'1".
Yeah, and you ever watch Kyrie Irving play? Does he ever take an easy shot ever?
Never. I was talking with somebody today, and they mentioned, I just don't see Kyrie working in Dallas. You know, he's with Luka. I can see Luka taking a lot of. And I said, when has Kyrie been surrounded by stars and it's hurt Kyrie?
Yeah.
It doesn't. Kyrie's going to get his.
Or when has he ever been on the squad and it's like his team? Like, never.
I'm totally fine with the type of player and the role that Kyrie's going to fill for that Mavericks team. Mm-hmm. You want him to score points? Oh, shit. You got the right guy. You picked him. That's him.
Yeah.
I love Kyrie Irving. I've gone through the up and downs and Kyrie's and of Kyrie and liking him. And while he was in Brooklyn, I just it really helped me really appreciate how incredible the stuff he actually does on a basketball court is. The way he moves, the way he scores, it's just unreal.
And the thing about Kyrie is, like, you know, everyone tries to say, like, he's not a winning player. Like, you can't win with Kyrie. Obviously, he won with LeBron, but, it's LeBron carried him. Let's not act like if Kyrie Irving doesn't get hurt in that Brooklyn-Milwaukee series or that playoffs, like, Brooklyn wins the finals. They win it all, you know? If Kevin Durant, I bring this up so much, but if he wore a half shoe size smaller that day, they are NBA champions at the end of the playoffs. So I don't want to hear this like, Kyrie, that didn't work.
Yeah,
no, they got hurt.
Yes.
You know, it would have worked. I will talk about Kyrie eventually, but he's not my number 5. My number 5 is Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics. I put him slower than Kyrie Irving because, not because of like the playoffs. You know, I just think Kyrie is a better player. I understand there's a lot of stuff with Jaylen Brown right now about how he can't use his left hand, which it is kind of crazy how he actually like really can't use his left hand. But let's not act like Jaylen Brown wasn't second team All-NBA this year. Not like he averaged 26.5 points or anything on one of the best teams in the NBA. And the saying that Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown duo, like that works. Like they haven't given him the Supermax yet, which I kind of just realized. That's kind of surprising that they haven't done that yet.
Yeah, he hasn't signed that 6-6.
Yeah, which is, he's obviously under contract for another year, but there's a deadline at some point by the end of free agency. If he doesn't sign it, then he's just becomes a free agent next year.
A restricted one though, right?
No, he won't be. He will
unrestricted
not be restricted.
If they don't extend
He'll be
him.
Unrestricted.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
What if
that
he's
they
the
haven't
next
done
big
that.
fish in free agency? Well, he's just going to get traded this year and then sign Supermax.
But you think they would trade him like in the off season?
In the off season,
or during the season?
No, because they're going to be a 2 seed.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to need him. Oh man, that's quite interesting. But yeah, Jaylen Brown is my number 5. He's a pretty good two-way player. And he's a very streaky shooter, I will say about Jaylen Brown. His playmaking has always been a little iffy. Definitely has the lowest assist numbers on this list, only at 3.5. But still is a phenomenal defender. Can score the ball well, and when he is shooting the ball well, is very tough to guard because he does it all. He's my number 5.
Oh man, gonna have a thing. Nope, I'm good. Number 4, Jaylen Brown. I love the two-way ability. If you had to ask what was the reason for Kyrie below Jaylen Brown, it's the two-way. Jaylen Brown's a very, very good defender. Playoffs, he looked terrible. We don't know if he can dribble. Like it was that bad. It was one of the weirdest things I'd ever seen with an NBA player, where people were questioning, hold on, can Jaylen Brown actually not dribble?
There's multiple clips where he just like goes to his left hand and just loses it. Like it's not even like someone tips it. Like he just loses the ball.
That's an issue.
It's pretty weird.
That's a big issue as a playoff contender every year. But he averaged 27, 3.5, 7 rebounds, 48% shooting. He was elite during the regular season. It was that playoff stretch under the bright lights where he started really looking bad. This next season will be a big tell for what Jaylen Brown's future holds. I think. We'll learn a lot more about Jaylen Brown.
I think it's more just about the playoffs too, because we know he's going to be good in the regular season. You know, he was this past year. It's about can he really step up in the playoffs when those Jason Tatum games don't happen. You know, my number 4 is Kyrie Irving. I'm on the same boat with you. I used to be, when Kyrie was like on Boston, like when he was with the Cavs, I liked him. When he was with Boston, that was when I really I didn't like Kyrie. I thought he was very overrated. And really ever since then, excuse me. Really ever since then is when I've kind of opened my eyes a little bit, because I was kind of a hater back then, and I feel like I'm really not a hater at all. I try not to hate on dudes, unless they, it's about the Pistons or something. But Kyrie Irving is like, this is gonna sound crazy, but like, he really could be the best scorer ever. Like, he could be the best offensive player ever, just from a like watching him do it standpoint. Not saying he like scores the most points or he shoots the 3-ball the best or dunks on people. Like, the way that he scores there is no one better to watch in the NBA when they are doing their thing than Kyrie. Maybe Steph Curry. I think it's probably between them two, because Kyrie's handle is obviously ridiculous. He finishes better than anyone in the entire NBA. And like you said, he does it so efficiently. Last year he was 50-40, or like his year in Brooklyn when he had to sit out for all the COVID stuff. So I don't know if it counted as 50-40-90 because he didn't play a lot of games.
Played like 30.
It probably didn't count, which is unfortunate. I think he has been 50-40-90 another time in his career. And this year, I mean, he was 51% from the field, 39 from 3. And I would assume he was probably close there in free throws. So he's one of the more efficient players in the NBA for the tough, difficult plays that he makes over and over again. And I think that he still is just like, all the off-court things is why people don't like Kyrie Irving. There's no way it's the on-court things, because you can't.
You can't. You're right. You watch him play, and he's beautiful, and he makes these beautiful, beautiful plays. Something that you mentioned that I wanted to allude to is that the scoring ability, those difficult shots, Kyrie doesn't have a move. You're not sitting there sitting on what is Kyrie, I know Kyrie's got a move here. He's doing this. No, he just doesn't.
I mean, that is a nightmare person to guard.
He just goes out there and scores it.
Because even if you're guarding KD, it's like, okay, he shoots over me. He's way taller.
He's probably doing a hezzy pull. He's doing that float dribble into a pull.
There's nothing I can do about it, even if I know it's coming. Kyrie Irving, I'm sitting there shaking in my boots, dude. Like,
what is he gonna
do to me right now? Please just shoot it.
Yes,
he's not gonna.
You sag off a hair in hopes that he shoots it, and you can barely get a hand up and say, "Well, how's there goes?" Yeah, because you ain't getting broke.
Exactly. Number 3.
My number 3 is Paul George. 24 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 45% shooting. Paul George is great. You're a huge Paul George fan. He really is. He's just so good. And I didn't see the Paul George vision a while ago, but he's just so effective at being 6'9", at doing everything you ask him to do on the court. He guards so well. He's such an underrated defender. In my eyes, I don't think people give him the credit where it's needed. And offensively, we know what Paul George is. He's a beast out there. Paul George.
My number 3 is Donovan Mitchell of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell had one of the better years of his career, maybe the best year of his career this past season, averaging 28, 4-4 on almost 40% shooting from 3. He was second team All-NBA, led this Cavs team to be really good in the regular season. And it was a good, it was interesting to see how he was going to do with Darius Garland. I think he did well. I think they both had good seasons. Obviously, the playoffs wasn't great for him, or for the Cavs. For Donovan, it was well. He's made the playoffs every year of his career and been one of the best playoff performers, just for a career-wise, maybe ever, just because he's been so good his whole career in the playoffs. But yeah, I put him here at number 3 because I just like the guy above him more. That I have at number 2. So Donovan is like number 3.
My number 2 is Donovan Mitchell. Just a freak, Spida. He missed her one dunk, and that's it. His highlight dunk. He's just got one of them. I love Donovan Mitchell. I love the way he plays. I wasn't a Donovan Mitchell believer, but he just continues to do it.
Yeah.
He steps into the playoffs. He has big games. What more can you ask from a guy than to be a beast in the playoffs?
Here's a question. Is Donovan Mitchell top 15 player in the NBA? Like, before we do our list. Man. Like, if you had to take a guess, is he top 15?
I would guess, yeah.
I think I was leaning towards, he's definitely probably right in there. Like,
he's
14,
right there.
15, 16. But yeah, he's probably higher than he was.
Top 2 at his position. It's just like he's almost right there. I mean, he just is. But point guards, there's a lot of point guards better than Donovan Mitchell.
There's a good amount there's a couple centers.
Yeah,
there's a couple small forwards, power forwards in there too.
Yeah, maybe he's not top
Shooting
15.
guard is the least it's deep, but as far as top of the top, obviously Booker's gonna be number 1. Is Booker top 10?
No.
He's fringe top 10.
Yeah, he's fringe.
So they might not have a single top 10 player on this list.
That is super interesting.
It's weird to think about.
And I think a lot of it is shooting guards just aren't asked to do a lot unless they're this elite NBA defender.
Right.
They're just not asked to do as much as the other guys in the court oftentimes.
Yeah. Depending on, obviously, the
situation.
My number 2 is Paul George. I think Paul George is still, to this day, one of the best all-around players in the entire NBA. I've talked about him time and time again, so I don't need to talk about him too much. But for what he does at his size, I mean, no one moves smoother than Paul George does on the court. I mean, that guy is a joy to watch. Obviously, like we were just talking about Kyrie Irving, but for Paul George to be 6'9", 6'10", and have his handle and have his quickness and his defensive ability and the way he shoots it is so smooth. Like, he's always been one of my favorite players because of the way he plays. This past year, he averaged 24, 5, and 6 with 37% from 3. It was a solid year for Paul George. The unfortunate problem with him is he has been injury riddled ever since he's been a Los Angeles Clipper, which is really unfortunate. But Paul George has had playoff success in his career. I know a lot of people's playoff P is a funny thing, but I mean, he made 2 conference finals with the Pacers to lose to LeBron. One of them went to Game 7. He made the conference finals without Kawhi against the Suns a couple years ago with the Clippers. He has had playoff success. And also, his podcast, low-key, dude, it might be better than JJ Redick's podcast.
It's fire. He does a good job.
I've been thinking about it because I've been listening to that one a lot more lately because I didn't listen to it at first, so I've been binging all the other ones.
Yep.
Dude, this podcast is low-key better than JJ's. It's close. I still love JJ's. They're the top 2, but that one's good, dude.
And to me, when Paul George first made his podcast, it was very, great, another NBA player with the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
But now it's this is a great podcast.
Yeah,
he does a really good job.
I love the long episodes. They're all close to 2 hours long. I like that.
That's how I prefer
something
it.
to listen to all day long. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When I'm mowing lawns, whatever, I don't want to have to go to another podcast. I want to keep listening to your voice.
Exactly.
Incoming 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, but listen to ours is number 1, obviously, duh. But then Paul George is right behind us.
Yeah. JJ Redick knocks on the door, but he doesn't sit in the room.
Gotta have everything. Every time I see a TikTok clip of their podcast, all the comments are "Please have Westbrook, get Westbrook, put Russ on there." Westbrook has never been on a podcast.
Dude, he'd be a great guest.
And obviously, they're boys. I would love to hear Westbrook on a podcast.
Too. But Paul George would ask him all the juicy ones.
I think so. I think he would.
I mean, it's just, I think Russ would go on expecting to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe he doesn't want to do it because he never has done one.
Because why would he? Everybody is assholes to him.
Yeah. Number 1.
Number 1 is Devin Booker. It's clear cut, no question. D-Book can just flat out score the basketball, and we've seen his playmaking chops. They're there. He can play make. And he's a solid defender. He's not a great defender, but he's very solid. I have nothing else to say about D-Book.
Yeah, Devin Booker is number 1. Definitely the best shooting guard in the NBA. And it's cool because there was this debate of him and Donovan Mitchell these last so many years, and Booker has definitely cleared himself. Maybe the NBA Finals run had a lot to do with that, where he was really good. But these 2 playoffs that he's been in, or has it been 3 playoffs now?
3.
Yeah, 3 playoffs. These 3 playoffs that he has been in, he has been very good in all of them. And I think that is a huge indicator of, not saying Donovan Mitchell hasn't, because he obviously has been too. But Booker is just that dude. Definitely one of the better offensive players in the entire NBA. And once again, excited to see him, KD, and Beal together on the Suns this year.
Yeah, the finger never gets pointed at Devin Booker.
No.
It's never been pointed at
Even
him.
this past year when they lost to Denver, it was they don't have enough guys.
Yeah.
Oh, KD takes 2 quarters to start going off, Booker's there from the jump.
You can't shoot. Every player on the team can't be hunting for mid-range jump shots.
Yeah, exactly.
And expect to win.
That's
Somebody's got to shoot.
That's why Beal's there.
It's genius. Somebody's got to shoot threes and layups.
Yeah.
Somebody has to do it.
All right, so our list last year, we both had CJ McCollum at number 10. We both had DeJounte Murray at number 9, who both of those guys fell off of your list. You had Zach LaVine at number 8, so he was the same spot.
Mine, yeah.
Fred VanVleet was my number 8. He was a shooting guard last year. Fred VanVleet was your number 7. If Fred VanVleet, just a quick curiosity, if he was a shooting guard, does he make your top 10 here?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
Just wondering.
Yeah, he does. He does.
I don't think he would. I think he'd be the first guy off for me. I think I'd keep
Bane
Bane over him. I almost took Maxey over Bane too. That was a hard one.
Maxey's beast.
He is. My number 7 was Bradley Beal. Your number 6 was Bradley Beal, and my number 6 was Zach LaVine. So Beal fell 2 spots for me, or 1 spot for me, and 1 spot for you as well. LaVine fell 1 spot for me as well. No Anthony Edwards on this list, by the way. Or I think he was a small forward last year, actually. Believe he's on the small forwards list. Both of our number 5s was Donovan Mitchell. So Donovan Mitchell taking that leap this year for both of us. My number 4 was James Harden. James Harden was a shooting guard last year.
Man, that really does suck.
But Kyrie wasn't, though. So they basically just got switched. Your number 4 was Jaylen Brown. So was he still in the same spot?
Yeah, still same spot.
My number 3 was Jaylen Brown. So I had Jaylen Brown fall 2 spots. Your number 3 was James Harden. Both of our number 2s were Devin Booker, and both of our number 1s were Paul George.
Really?
Yes.
Funny that Paul George drops.
I know. I didn't think that you were gonna have. I remember that. I didn't think you were gonna have Paul George at number 1, but
man, that is surprising.
But you did, yeah. All right, this is the time of the episode where if you like listening to trivia, you stick around, and if you don't, you get the hell out of here because it's time for trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go first because I have 2 trivias, and I wasn't gonna do both of them. But, like, how far are we in? We're not that far into this, right?
I don't know. Take a guess.
I was going to say, like, 48 or 9.
Oh, yeah, you're close. We're at 1 hour and 5.
That's not that close.
I know.
We're at 1 hour and 5 already.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't do both of them.
For real, though, if you don't like trivia, get out.
The hell out of here.
We don't want you here.
Plus, you like my new Fortnite shirt I got?
No way. Dude, I have been sitting here reading that for an entire podcast trying to figure out, why do I know where Lazy Link says? Why have I heard that?
To the audio, I got a new shirt, Lazy Link's golf club shirt. So happy I got it. I've been seeing these meme shirts all over like Instagram and stuff. I was like, dude, I have to get this.
I need a meme shirt like that.
Funny.
Oh my,
especially
that's a good
Fortnite
shirt.
one too.
Fortnite's so
because everyone's gonna add like all the old people are gonna see be like, oh, like where's that golf club?
Fortnite.
Yeah, it's in Fortnite. It was in Fortnite. Okay, so I have two trivias for you. I'm just gonna do them both. I don't really care.
Yeah. I don't care.
First one, so I'm trying to keep this theme going of, last week we did the point guards list, so I did total assists last year. So, shooting guards, what do? They shoot the 3, obviously.
I hate this one.
Last year.
I hate this one.
This is way harder than the assists, for sure.
Dude, this is my least favorite one.
Can you name me the top 10 in most three-pointers made in last NBA season? 3 strikes. I'm going to be good with the guesses, or with the hints. I will say though, it's not like there really isn't that many like randos on here. Like it's like
they're all shooters.
It's guys that you would expect to be on here. There is like one guy that's like just a random role player that like you probably aren't gonna guess. The other guys are all shooters and good players, and there's one like weird one still, but he's a good player.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna get started with Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is number 3, 273 threes this last year. So. Down year for Steph, but he was injured for a good amount.
And I'm not missing this like I did. I mean, I remember last time we did this, I missed Buddy Hield the entire damn thing, and I'm getting Buddy Hield out right now.
Buddy Hield is number 2, 288 threes. Buddy Hield also plays like every game. So yeah.
Eat that, former fans who have been around long enough. Eat that. So my next thought is like, I know there's more. I don't know, but I just don't know which of the star level shooters shoot more threes than they do twos.
I will give you this hint as well. There are 2 guys on the list that we just named that are on this list.
Oh, 2 guys on this list. Okay, interesting. So I'm not gonna go with that. Oh my, there's a guy. I just gotta give him out of my. And I think he's top 10. I really do believe this, and it's Kevin Huerter.
Kevin Huerter is not in the top 10,
and
unfortunately.
That just is so stupid.
I have the screenshot of like the top 20, so I will see if he is in the top 20, but he is not in the top 10.
And who be shooting?
Kevin Huerter was in the top 20. He was 14, 15, 16th. That's a pretty solid guess then.
Was the other 3-point shooter LaVine?
Zach LaVine did not.
Okay, start giving me hints.
List.
How am I doing this?
Okay.
How am I so bad
Zach
at
LaVine was
3-pointers
17,
made?
right behind Kevin Huerter.
How am I so bad at 3-pointers made?
Okay,
I do this every single time.
You're missing the number 1, and the number 1 is a guy that shoots threes.
Trae Young.
No. No, not Trae Young.
Is he on the list?
No, he's not on the list. How is Trae Young actually not on the list though? Like that's a fair guess. Trae Young is not in the top.
Dude,
20,
I
actually.
hate this list.
Okay,
so
we're
much.
gonna. I'm not gonna include one of the guesses in ticket. Okay, you know what? Actually, we're going with a 5-strike policy today. We're switching it up. 5 strikes and you're out. I think that's how baseball works. Okay. No, when I say this guy shoots threes, he shoots threes and just threes, and he shoots a lot of them, and he's made a lot of them for a long time.
Okay.
And he's good at shooting threes. Like,
I hate these trivias. I'm so bad at
like
them.
when you think about 3-pointer, who do you think of?
Do you want to, Steph Curry.
Yeah, who's the other one you think?
Klay Thompson?
Klay Thompson is number 1.
Oh, see, stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
what a stupid
he
thing.
didn't have as good of a year, but he still be shooting that 3, though. 301 3-pointers made.
And then...
Okay, so you still have the 2 guys that are on the list that you haven't named. And then there's another guy that shoots a lot of threes that is really good. And then, yeah.
I hate this. I literally
I know,
hate
so this is a hard one.
This is the worst list ever because it's just like who be shooting the shit out that ball. Okay, so I'm going to go with the guy off the list that I think is making threes. I'm going to go with Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown is not on the list.
I'm just dodging.
Strike 4.
And I've guessed 2 of the shooting guards on that list. And there's 2 shooting guards from the list.
Maybe a guy that knows Jaylen Brown pretty well is on the list.
Oh, like Jason Tatum?
Jason Tatum is number 6.
I wanted to guess Jason Tatum.
There's also a guy that shoots threes, deep threes, that's on here.
Oh, Dame Lillard?
Dame Lillard is number 5.
Okay, these suck.
That was a little,
dude, this
little
sucks,
too good of
dude.
his.
How am I so bad?
How do you not guess Dame or
that
Tatum?
I'm getting those.
How do you guess Jaylen Brown over Tatum?
I don't know.
Okay, so you're missing number 4. You're missing number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. Number 4 and 10 are the shooting guards on the list that are really good players. Number 7 is the random role player. I will tell you, I don't know if this is a fact you knew. I feel like I said this on the podcast at one point, so maybe it'll spark something. This guy led the league in bench points this year. Number 7.
Oh.
And then number 8 is a power forward that you don't really know to be shooting threes, but like when you think about it, like, yeah, he shoots a lot of threes. And then number 9 also probably was close to leading this guy like knows the Splash Bros well.
Desmond Bane.
Desmond Bane is not in the top 10.
I mean,
How is Desmond Bane not in here, dude?
this is horseshit.
Desmond Bane is not in the top 20 either.
I'm picking the best shooters on this list.
Strike 5.
Donovan Mitchell.
Okay, but it's not. Yes, Donovan Mitchell's number 4.
Okay.
Because it's obviously not just the best shooters. It's like who scores
Volume,
a lot of
yeah.
like. Because Desmond Bane is probably a better shooter, but Donovan Mitchell shoots more threes. You know. So even though you're at strike 5, it's like you get 5 strikes. You know.
Yeah. That
You can't get to the 6th one though.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So you have the top 5. You have the top 6 actually. You need 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Okay. There's the power forward in there, and there's the role player. I can't think of the power forward.
The power forward is like a good, like he's like all NBA power forward.
Oh, really?
All star.
Okay, so then
I mean, like he's not that good, but like
no, yeah, definitely not. Is he really tall?
no.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna guess Porzingis.
I was gonna guess a little bit shorter, like 2 inches, 3 inches maybe. I was gonna guess Lowry Marketing.
Oh yeah, that's not it. He actually just missed the list. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, the other 4. I'm not gonna. I want to get this other shooting guard that's on this list. Who is the other 2 guard? Like, this guy plays a lot of games. He scores the ball, but he's just known for his mid-range jump shot, and that's where I think I would rather go. Final guess: Paul George. I should have went D-Buck.
It is neither of them.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
I'm so happy this is over.
Want me to give you the list?
You know how happy I am that this is over.
I apologize. Maybe I should have not done this one and just the other trivia that I have. Okay, so number 7 is Malik Beasley. He was the bench scorer. He led the league in bench scoring this year, even though when he got traded to the Lakers, he didn't play at all. That's how much he was scoring in Utah. Number 8 is Julius Randle. Randall be shooting a hell of
he'd be
threes.
shooting them.
Yeah.
He don't make a lot, it feels like.
He made the 8th most in the league this year.
But, like, I wonder on what clip he's doing that. It's got to be at least 38, 37,
yeah,
right?
probably like 37, yeah. He just shoots a lot.
He wouldn't be allowed to shoot him if he was shooting 32.
Number 9 is Jordan Poole.
I thought about Jordan Poole. I did, but
Yeah.
I didn't think to guess him over freaking Desmond Payne.
Yeah, exactly. Number 10 is Anthony Edwards.
Okay, I didn't.
He was the one.
And to me, it's just never 3. It's not what I think.
But he plays a lot, though.
Yeah, he do. Yeah. That was terrible.
Sorry.
Hopefully
this doesn't go as bad.
No, I hope you struggle. I'm hopeful.
Let's do it.
I don't think I'm even going to give you hints.
Oh, wow.
We're doing the Miami Heat's last 10 NBA draft picks. This list goes all the way back to 2007.
Oh, wow.
Good luck.
Oh, wow. Just right there. Just good luck. All right.
Can I see that pun?
Yes.
Actually.
Okay, so this is tough because the Heat have also made a lot of trades. And so I don't know if that reflects their draft by any means, their draft picks. I don't think they've made any, like, draft night trades, though. Not that I can think of. All right, so we're going to start off with Jaime Jaquez Jr., the new Triple J. Psych, it's always going to be Jaren. We're going to have... did Jovic go in the first round? Yeah, Nikola Jovic went in the first round.
He did.
Okay.
Good job. Good job.
That's what I thought. Tyler Hero is going to be in here.
2019.
Did I skip any yet?
Oh, yeah, you skipped one.
Okay, I'll figure it out later. I'm skipping around here, but Bam Adebayo is obviously on here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to get all the easy ones out of the way. Get out the way. I don't think there's any other easy ones like in there that I can think of. Okay, so I'm missing 2020 or 2021?
Yep, you're missing 2020. They didn't have a 2021 first round pick.
Okay.
You're missing 2020 in 2015.
2020.
Is the next year below Ben.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. That's quite the gap. 2020. Who would have been the first round pick in 2020? Was this guy on the Heat as a rookie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure that this wasn't a trade that I am forgetting about. So it just sucks because everyone is undrafted on the Heat. You know, like none of their dudes are.
Yeah, none of the. You don't have a current Heat player left on this.
Oh, dope.
You do not
For sure.
You have gotten 4 players, and you have. There's not one more current Heat player.
Because they don't like them. They get first round picks, and they're like, if you don't turn into a star, we're trading you so we can draft guys or pick up guys that are better.
And I think that's accurate for what this guy is.
And I figured
we drafted him, and then and then they moved on. From him. They said, we don't want you.
And so he had to have been in a trade, obviously. What trade would the Heat have pulled? Ooh, I know who it is. Precious Achiuwa.
It is Precious Achiuwa.
Kyle Lowry trade. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so 2015. Precious Achiuwa would look nice on that Heat team.
2015 is still a notable guy. You don't have to think too hard for him.
I believe
he's not notable in the NBA though. Right now, I wouldn't call him.
But like he was, you're saying?
Yeah.
I think I know who it is. Oh, he might not have been a first round pick.
This guy is definitely this guy's a first round pick.
Oh.
In 2015. This guy we know. We know. We had a draft night in 2015 as fans.
Wait, what?
The Pistons did. The Pistons I wanted this guy really bad on draft night.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about this. Yeah, Justice Winslow.
Yeah. Damn, that might have been too good of a hint.
No, that's all right. I probably would have thought of it at some point. Maybe.
Okay, so I'm going to give you your years left because this is where it's like, holy shit, these guys are hard. 2014, 2012, 2008, and 2007.
All right.
2014 and 2012 did not play one game for the Miami Heat. And I've got another hit in the bag for a little bit.
Did the 7 or 8 guys?
2007 did not. He was traded on draft night.
Okay.
2008 did.
And did you know the guy in 2008?
Yeah, I know 2007 and 2008 and 2014. 2012, I have no idea.
No idea. Okay.
But like 2014 had a good player. That's for damn sure.
Okay. So like none of these guys played on the Heat yet, so I can't think of maybe I should try to think about trades, but like they made so many like little trades too that there probably isn't a significant trade in here.
This was the 20th pick in 2014.
20th pick in 2014. So this would have been the Andrew Wiggins draft. 20th pick. Give me a position.
I'm going to give you. He was a blue blood. I think that's a better guess. I think that's a better hint.
That helps. Okay. Blue blood. So he's from MSU probably. He's from MSU or Villanova. Get controversial.
The two clear blue bloods. This guy's clearly a blue
he's
blood.
Probably from Michigan. Okay, blue blood in 2014.
Gonzaga.
So I have a couple guesses, that are in this range. I just don't. You know what? I think this guy did get drafted by the Heat. Is it Frank Mason III?
No.
Oh man,
No.
I was confident.
That's a fun guess.
I was confident in that one.
That's a fun guess. I think he probably played a year after Andrew Wiggins left.
So is this guy at Kansas?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm saying Frank Mason probably played a year.
Oh, right. Yeah. He might have been 15 or yeah, for sure. I was just trying to go through him.
Another hint for this guy. You have mentioned this guy while we played this game before.
Really?
You mentioned him for.
Oh my God. Is it PJ Hairston?
It's PJ Hairston.
Oh my God, it is PJ Hairston. Dude, when I used to play, I play franchise in like every 2K. I used to get PJ because he was traded to Charlotte, I believe, for Shabazz Napier. Actually, I don't know how I know that. Because I just remember on draft night the Napier throwing on the Heat hat, and it was like, no, he got traded for PJ Hairston because I loved PJ Hairston. Yeah, because Braun said something about Napier, and I would take PJ Hairston, trade him to the Lakers, do a Lakers franchise, but just make PJ Hairston's potential 99. That would be the only thing I would change.
Why?
Cause I don't know why, dude. I just wanted him to be so good.
You were like, I was like he's PJ Hairston.
I don't know why. And then he never was.
I do that every year with somebody, and then I latch onto them. Yeah. Like with my heart.
But I always do it with someone that I know like isn't going to turn out that good.
I always do it with guys like Killian
so
Hayes.
Random. By the way, Josh Richardson, I was going to guess him earlier, but obviously he's not in here. He must have not been a first-round pick.
I think he was a trade.
Yeah, he might have been
I think
a trade.
He was a trade.
Right. Yeah.
I think he was a Spurs trade.
Maybe. Okay. So 2012
was pick 27. He went to Mississippi State. He played 2 years for Philly. He wore the number 5, and he played power forward.
Oh, wow.
I can give you a lot.
Quite the amount of hints. 2012. Whose draft is 2012? Why can't I think of that right now? Oh, AD.
Yeah, that's the AD draft.
Mississippi State?
Yeah.
Oh, the only guy I can think of is Reggie Perry that went to Mississippi State.
That feels like a good name.
He's like a rookie in the NBA.
Gotcha.
Like his second year.
This guy, I just
number 5.
Yeah, he
played
was number
for Philly
5.
for
Philly
2
2 years.
So he was on them like
terrible Philly teams.
Okay, that actually kind of helps.
Yep.
Number 5. Do you know what position this guy was?
Power forward.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, you said that feels like a good name to Reggie Perry.
It just felt
okay. So it's not like Reggie Evans.
No,
that's not a guess.
No,
but okay. Power forward on the bad Philly teams. Oh, dude, I think I might know.
Just played for 2 seasons.
Is his last name start with a V?
No.
Okay.
Starts with an M. His first name starts with an A. I mean, wow. I feel like I could damn near spell his name
I was thinking of a different guy then. Okay, yeah, that's about AM giving me the initials. I feel like if I don't know it,
you don't know it.
I don't know it.
Arnett Moultrie.
Oh no, dude! I've never heard that name in my life.
Never.
Wow. See, I feel like most of these I like at least have heard of them. I'm just never gonna guess it. I've actually never heard that name in my whole life.
Played 2 years for Philly.
Okay.
2008, he played for Miami Heat. You know this guy.
Played for the.
He was a high overall pick.
Oh, it was probably Mario Chalmers, wasn't it?
No.
Oh. Really?
That felt good though. I could tell.
Oh, that definitely felt like it was Mario. Yeah, he was a little earlier, I think, because he was damn good in college.
I would think later.
Won the Natty.
I don't know what year that happened.
He was D Rose draft. D Rose was 2008, right?
I don't know. You're better with that.
Yeah, D Rose was 2008. Yeah, he was this draft.
Well, yeah.
So Mario Chalmers must have been a trade. Maybe he wasn't a first rounder.
This is like the one time the Heat had a high pick. I've never seen the Heat with a high overall pick.
Oh, they had a high pick? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it was before Bron came, like a couple years after Shaq left, and they won the chip. This guy played on the Heat for a few years.
Yeah.
Give me a position.
Small forward, power forward.
Okay. No, never mind. Never mind. I had a bad guess.
This guy's a pretty big name, but like, not for the reasons guys are typically big names.
Oh.
It's magic.
Isn't it Michael Beasley?
It's Michael Beasley, second overall pick.
Yeah.
In 2008.
Just had to think about that, yeah.
2007.
Really good college player.
Really good. And like one of the best mixes ever.
Yeah.
2007 was a player. He was the 20th overall pick. He was a perennial, what's that called? What do we call those guys who jump teams all the time?
Journeyman.
He was a perennial journeyman in the NBA. Didn't play his first year for the Miami Heat. I guess he didn't. I'm almost for sure.
Right. I wouldn't know if he did. Yeah.
Big white guy.
Okay.
2007 is just so far ago, but he played until 2019. This guy played a long time as like a perennial just journeyman center.
I was thinking like Chris Kaman, but he was picked high, so it's not him since you said he was 20th pick. 2007 KD's draft. Well, Greg Oden's draft.
It's KD's draft.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
I'm just gonna throw out like a random guess here. Played till 2019 though. I was gonna say Robert Sacre, but he did not play.
Didn't make that far.
So 2019, that means like they played for a while.
Yeah, for sure. He was on.
Was this guy like solid?
Yeah.
Give me a list of teams that you know he played on. I think I'll get him.
Philly and New York. I know he was on both of them.
Philly and New York.
Big white guy. I think he was on the Heat high key. Now that I think about it.
Okay.
I think he was. He's got a generic ass name. Generic white guy name.
Is it Jason Smith?
Jason Smith.
Yeah. I remember Jason's. Yeah, Knicks is definitely the team I remember him from.
Where'd he go to college?
I do not know.
Colorado State. There's your information.
Never guessing.
There's your information of the day.
You know what? I'll take the Jason Smith and Michael Beasley polls. I know I got some hints for it, but I'll take that.
Who was the guy that Shaq dunked on and shoved over? That big white guy.
Oh, that was some random dude. Yeah, I know who.
I feel like it was very similar to Jason Smith. As a name.
Probably. Damn, Jason Smith played till 2019.
Yeah, he was rostered.
That's crazy. All right, this is the last trivia. This one could be harder than the first one, but there isn't going to be a strike limit. It's just going to be until you just can't until you're getting too many wrong.
I can't function.
Because this isn't like an order. This is a how many dudes type thing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, this is an interesting one. There have been 9 players in NBA history to average 20 points per game every year of their career. Try to get all of them.
Wow.
To never average under a dub.
8 guys?
9.
Okay.
But it's basically 8, technically 9, if that helps.
Ugh, I hate that. What does that mean? I don't want.
Every
we'll
year.
get it.
Just here. Let me just say this, and if this is too confusing, tell me. It's every year of their career.
So this guy must have missed.
So
year of his own
it
career.
could be if you played 1 year and averaged 20.
Oh, and I don't know who that is. 1 year and averaged 20.
It could be a guy that's in the league right now and only has played in one.
Oh, gotcha. So Paulo.
Yeah, Paulo Banchero.
Okay, gotcha.
That one is he's played 1 year, obviously. But yes. Okay, so I will, before you go, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these guys are current. A lot of them are current, yeah. Because think about it, though, the dudes back then, who's averaging a dub the whole time?
And it's because when they hit 35, they're not averaging 20.
Because there's a lot of really, really good players that average 20 for 15 years, and then the last year of their career, they average 17. Or
shit.
A lot of guys, I'll just give you these two right now. I thought that Trae Young and Karl Anthony Towns would be on here. Both from average 19 their rookie year. They just missed it. Carmelo Anthony was a guy who averaged 20 for
and he had
14 seasons, and then the last few years he just fell off. So now you can go ahead. LeBron has done it.
Luka Doncic.
Luka is one of them as well.
Zion
is one of them as well. Nice. So you've gotten 3 out of the 6. Oh, hand me that pen back.
Yeah.
3 out of the 6 current player, or actually 4. You got Paulo Banchero. So
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis is not on here. He had his rookie year. He was he was one of those guys.
Somebody that I just don't really know, and it's because I don't know the end of their career.
So you're missing 1, 2, 3 current players still.
And he's an older guy, and I'm going to guess I'm just Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Every year.
And I would have guessed that in Washington,
even
he was
them
still
Washington
doing
years,
it. Yeah.
he averaged 20, yes.
He was still balling.
Yep.
I mean, he had his 40s in that
so
time.
You only have one guy that is not current that is on here. He is not current. Like, he ain't been playing for long. Like not trying to be disrespectful, but like he's probably not alive.
Oh.
That would be my assumption. I mean, I don't know, but I would take a guess and say this guy is passed away. Sorry.
The guy that I'm thinking of is, and I'm not going to know his name, so I'm just going to ask, because I know it's not him. It's the dude that played on the Hawks, who was a shooter. No way, it's Lou.
Oh, no, it's not him.
It's Bob Pettit.
Bob Pettit, okay. Yes.
But I thought it was...
That's hilarious that you just got that.
I thought it was
Lou Hudson.
Yeah, Lou Hudson.
Yeah.
Just because he was such a beast.
Such a random one. Yeah, I mean, he won the 1956
I think Bob Pettit's still alive.
MVP.
Because the only MVPs who have passed...
MVP in 1956, though?
But I think the only MVPs who have passed are like Kobe. Kobe's like one of 3 MVPs.
He retired in 1965.
You got to check if he's still alive.
Oh, I am. That is so long ago. Yeah, I think he's still alive. It doesn't say anything about him being dead. I'm sorry, Bob Pettit. I totally just called. He's 90. He's still alive. He's 90.
90. Wow.
I feel like that was safe to say he could be.
No, I think so. You know? I mean, 90 years old, you're pushing it, pal.
Getting Bob Pettit is pretty wild.
It's pretty crazy.
When I tell you there's a really old guy and you like somehow accidentally get it.
Yeah, actually stumbled upon it.
Because that means you don't have to guess Kareem or Wilt or...
Because Wilt was going to be my guess.
Only current players left. Wilt, at the end of his career, had like 1 season. Kareem, at the end of his career, had like 1 season. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3 current players left, and that's it.
Oh, and this is where it gets... Now it's like there's a chance. There's a door in sight. There's a window.
And if this helps, I think this kind of helps. One of them is an old guy. One of them is like in their prime guy, and one of them is a young guy.
Okay. Guy who's... Joel Embiid?
Joel Embiid is one of them.
Let's go.
Yes.
That's the prime guy.
Joel Embiid benefits from missing the first 2 years of his career and then stepping in and averaged 20 as a rookie, even though it was his 3rd year.
Old dude who's done it. KD.
KD is the old guy, yes.
It was between him and Dame, and then it was thinking...
Dame was probably close.
All I could think was Dame.
Dame won Rookie of the Year.
And then I went, but KD.
Yeah.
Okay, young guy. Let's just do this,
guy.
Man.
I wouldn't say he's like young. Like he's not like Apollo. Like made it off of a. He's been in the league for like 4 or 5 years at least.
I don't want to miss now. And you know who I'm thinking of? That guy who was on the shooting. Donovan Mitchell.
Let's
go, dude. Let's go. 9 for 9. If you stuck around.
You did guess Anthony Davis, but sorry to burst your bubble. Keep going, though.
9 for 10. If you listened to this point in the podcast, just give me a congratulations.
Yeah. Say good job, Easton.
This makes me feel good.
You redeemed yourself hardcore there. That was pretty impressive, dude. I will
9
say,
of 10 is...
Especially to not... I mean, me telling you there's 6 current players definitely helped, because I think you would have guessed all them older dudes.
For sure.
Even
I would
like
have guessed
Larry or something.
For sure.
But still, I don't know if I would have gotten that.
That made me feel good,
That
man.
was good. That was really very impressive trivia performance.
Way to end it after this.
That will be the first
start.
TikTok I post, and then I'll post the 3-pointer.
No.
But hopefully people laugh and they'll make fun of you in the comments, but it's like more engaging.
And then
it's worth it.
And it's just like controversy inspires, views.
Like,
and blah,
you
blah.
think I did bad on this? Well, go look at the other one. I just freaking rocked. And that one will get 500 views probably.
For sure. It will.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.